Good morning, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. Some people call me AJ. I'm a Canadian, I'm a bodybuilder, I'm an online coach, and I'm a personal trainer.
Number 205, Amanda.
We are just getting ready to go and hit some glutes, and y'all seem to enjoy the glute days. To get us going, we have our pre-workout meal, which is chicken, rice, pineapple, and avocado. Have some supplements that are gonna get my day started for me here as well. First thing is my pre-workout. I'm gonna do a scoop of the PhD Black in sour grape. My favorite flavor of this one is 100% the lychee, but I have the sour grape, so we're gonna drink the sour grape. And then I have my intro here already mixed up. 5 grams of creatine, 25 grams of carb powder, and a scoop of EAAs. Did get a set of EAAs from this brand, Believe Supplements, and the flavor is white slushy, and I really do like this one. It actually is really freaking good. However, I don't have a discount code with Believe Subs, but I do have a discount code with HD Subs, so if you guys wanna do any subs off of HD, code AJLifts to save your meta coin. You know the drill. As we know, if we leave Amanda to talk, she will just continue chatting. So instead, let's just go and hit some glutes.
Hello, ribbit. I sound like an absolute frog. You're just gonna have to not mind that because I'm recovering from literally what I would only describe as the freaking bubonic plague. Anyways, sleep. We're starting off this workout today with some glute cable kickbacks, supersetted with some side banded walks here. Make sure when you're doing these you don't come all the way in so you can actually really hold that tension there. Following, we're going into a high and wide leg press, honey. Get that depth nice and deep, push up through the full foot, focusing on the heels, and drive through the hamstring, sort of where it meets the tie-in of the glute. Next up, we are going to go full force into some hip thrust. Squeezing all the way up with lots of power for a nice 2-second squeeze at the top, controlling it down, sitting deep into the glutes, and driving back up because, you know, repetition, that shit is key. Followed up with some walking lunges, really sitting back more into the hip than I am driving forward with the knee so that I can stretch the glute, drive up through the heel, and squeeze at the top. We have an abduction next. This machine is my absolute fave. It is known as the gluteator for obvious reasons. And my last movement is supposed to be a glute press down. However, my gym has literally one assisted pull-up machine, and if somebody ain't always on that thing, then it's just not even there. So instead, I like to use a hip press, taking off my shoe so I can get a much better connection here, sitting super deep into that stretch, giving it a 1-second hold, and powering up. Okay, ribbit, bye.
That was training. That was our glute day. Today was actually the first time that I did that specific training. Coach did just change up my split. Still playing around, still finding a little bit of strength, figuring out kind of where I am at, but today was perfect for a baseline and a really good pump. This past weekend, I had somebody tell me that I'm very hard to read, and I was just talking to one of my girlfriends. She was like, "You're not hard to read. The person just didn't understand that you weren't vibing." And I was like, yo, that is absolute facts. But like, I didn't make that consideration until she had literally just said that to me. This morning, I did film a clip of like, here's me answering some deep questions so y'all can better understand the inner workings of this brain. I am gonna include that footage here because it's like 20 minutes long, and I think I'd probably say some relatively decent things in there, so here's that. Okay, we're gonna get really personal here for a second, and I'm going to answer some structured questions about a couple different topics. What was your favorite subject in school? My favorite subjects for school were any subjects that did not involve like literary work. Basically like art, dance, music. That's sort of along the creative arts side. My grades for topics like English, math, geography, stuff like that were always kind of squat. Definitely really wasn't where I found my strengths. Anything that allowed me to be more creative, I did really well in. In like elementary school, middle school, high school, I did have a pretty significant shift. However, when I went to college, where I then became like the best student in the entire world. In my adult life, as I pursue education, I have noticed that I am a very good student and I am a very good learner. This is such a great question, not because I think that it answers for you know, what I was good at and where I maybe had more opportunity in, but because it really re-emphasizes that I'm the kind of person where if I find interest in something, I will do everything and I will put my everything into it. I just perform so much better when there's some kind of passion or some kind of interest involved in the subject. Ooh, this is a good one. What did I want to be when I grew up? I wanted to be a princess, or I wanted to be like a vet or something. Honestly, the whole veterinary thing didn't work out because when I found out that you had to take science, I was like, okay, yeah, like that's not gonna be okay for me. I wanted to be a princess or I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom because I just didn't want to do anything. That is definitely no longer the case. If you didn't already know, I do work 2 jobs that consume me relatively full-time, and I love what I do. There is no life where I could now envision myself not doing what I'm currently doing. Love continuing to build things for myself. Again, see, these questions are good because they make me get real freaking deep. All right, but we need to move on because I'm just gonna ramble. Do you want to live near or far from your parents when you're older? I could never imagine being more than a drive away from my parents. My parents do travel a lot, so they're usually a little bit of a drive away. But in terms of like actually living, I would want to live somewhere where I could drive if I wanted to go see them. Would you rather acquire material items or experiences? 100% I would rather acquire experiences. I hold very little to no value in material items. I could lose absolutely everything. You could take this camera from me, you could give me a flip phone, you could tell me I could only wear Gildan for the rest of my life, and I would honestly be fine. The concept that material item means absolutely anything is so absurd to me. I can understand that some people find happiness in those things, like having the nicest car on the street. I get that that's important to some people. That's just not something that's important to me. If I were to win the lottery and get like say $10,000, which I understand relative to your perception of money either is or is not a lot of money, to me I would say that's like a decent amount of money just, you know, stumble upon. If I had just gotten $10,000, I would invest it. There's no way in this world that I would go out and I would buy something like fancy and bougie. I know that that wouldn't really bring me any happiness anyways, and if I could multiply it, like why wouldn't I multiply it? Like that kind of sounds like a vibe. I guess that's kind of a hard question for me because even though it says experiences require leaving the house, and I don't really like leaving the house. What do you see as your best character trait? I have spent a very, very long time determining what my values and my morals are, what my purpose is, and I have also spent a very long time not only identifying what those things are, also training and learning and teaching myself to live in accordance to those things. I think that on this day, on Tuesday, December 12th, 2023 at 9:15 a.m., I think that my best character trait is that I am much more reflective than I am responsive. When a situation arises, I am more likely to reflect than I am to respond. And there's a lot of things that sort of coincide with that. Being able to take a step back, being the kind of person who doesn't, you know, instantly react or overreact or react out of emotion. Is that a character trait? Like, I don't know. Do I just sound really dumb right now? Like I'm trying to be an intellectual and I'm not, and it's just all phony as fuck? This is a good question. This question says, what thoughts help get you through the day? I was explaining this recently to somebody, but I just have this like insatiable lust for life right now. Well, I've had this insatiable lust for life for kind of a while. There was a period of time, this is not currently happening to me right now, thank God, because it actually wasn't the best thing ever. It was a pretty cool thing for me to observe, where I would wake up in the middle of the night, like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., something super early. I would check my phone and I would see that it's the middle of the night. I would feel this great sense of disappointment, because I just wanted the day to begin. The best way I could ever describe it was just a gratefulness to be awake. And so the one thought that always helps get me through every single day is, at the bare minimum, at the basic of all goddamn things, I'm just so happy any single day I open my eyes in the morning. The first thing that comes to mind for me every single day, and the thing that I repeat in my brain every day, all day, is fuck, I am just so grateful that I opened my eyes this morning. And if everything else in my day is absolute shite, hey, I lived a day. I woke up, I went to work, I have food, I have shelter, I have friends, I have family. And for any of that to even exist, the only thing I had to do was to wake up. So for that, I'm just so fucking grateful. I'm gonna answer one more question. How do you handle high stress situations? First thing I'm gonna say about that question is a lot of people are always talking about how to cope with stress, when I really think that the root, not just cope with stress, but learn how to manage stress. So you might have someone tell you like their stress routine or like their wind down routine is like take a bath, read a book, drink a tea, all that kind of shit. But when in reality, why are we constantly coping with stress? Why are we not just managing our stressors? Usually the reason people are most stressed is because there's something that they haven't done that they need to do. Or people feel stressed over something they cannot control. And in that case, it's like, oh my gosh, guys, understand, when there's something that you cannot control, why are we going to let this thing just like impact and derail so much of our lives? You have no control. There's nothing you can do. And if you have control and there's something that you can do and you want to feel less stressed, all you have to do is act on it. Ooh. What was the basis of that question? Is how do I handle stress? Honestly, I don't get stressed. I don't feel stress. If I do start feeling a little bit like anxious or overwhelmed, then I just look at my list of things to do and I just do something on that list. And if we are talking about like my little wind down routine, I do like to take baths, but truthfully, I think it's more about how do you manage necessarily always just how you feel when you experience stress, but how do you manage the stressors in your life and the way that they have access to impact your day-to-day. The thing that I always repeat is that things in life only show up the way you let them be created inside of your head. If you go to work every day thinking that you have the worst boss in the entire world, every day when you go to work and you see that boss, that narrative that you have built up in your mind is what you're going to see in the conscious world. You can just change your thought patterns. You'll just take all the power away from that stressor to be a stressor. Because you're not gonna let it stress you because it's not something that you stress about. Okay, she is rambling. Nobody asked for this video. Like literally at all. However, you guys did ask for a week of outfits. Anyways, here's today's outfit of the day. I'm a nuisance. Why am I like this? Okay. Oh, y'all can't see for shit. Y'all cannot even see me if I put you over there, put you over here. Here's our outfit. We have a little one-piece bodysuit, super cute vibes. She's got a nice open back, a little bit of a sleigh. Yeah, that's it. That's my whole outfit. When somebody asks me for a week of outfits, I'm like, what do? I just put the outfit on, and then I take a step back and I show you. And I do this for 5 workouts straight, and that's the video. And truthfully, this is like a cute outfit, but your girl has not been slaying the outfits lately. Lately, she has very much been rocking the any sports bra that fits, any shorts that fit, and a gigantic 2 to 3XL t-shirt. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Again, I can't believe you watched this video. Like, was this worth your time? Can you let me know down below? If you made it to the end, can you comment an emoji? Let me know that you made it to the end. I love ya. See you very, very soon. Goodbye.